hour we have Alistair Grant, and I'm hoping that he's by singing the title of his talk.
Sing for you anytime, Lizzie. Yeah, absolutely, no problem. Can you all hear me okay? I hope.
Now your sound's gone very ropey.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh,
actually, that might be better. Keep going.
What I can do.
Oh no, that's it. Good.
Yeah?
That's good. Yeah.
It's okay. Good. Fantastic. Hello, everybody. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Get by with a little help from your lexical friends. Not going to sing it for you. Don't panic. Don't leave the room just yet. The idea of this talk is just about, how many times do we always, every class, pretty much every day at school, get students asking us what words mean? As soon as they come across it, they slightly panic and stick their hands up and ask what it is they mean. My initial reaction is always to try and either elicit or explain or translate, depending how lazy I'm feeling. This is about trying to get them not to do that and be more autonomous from you as the expert, and trying to get them more independent. First thing to say, please don't Google any of the words you're about to see during this session. There's going to be lots of words you probably don't know, and so please stick with it and do what your students would do after this session. So, first of all, we're going to start off with the word poogly. Any ideas what the word poogly might mean? Probably not, I imagine, just on its own as a discrete item, no idea. I'm going to give you a tiny bit of context, though. I was very poogly last night. Something fluffy. I was very fluffy last night. Could be. Let me give you slightly. Yes, Lisa, absolutely right. In it, a bit more context. I was very poogly. Ooh, and I've missed out another I. That's clever. I was very poogly last night when I saw her, it should say. Ugly Pooh Bear looking drunk. Yeah, probably was. Sounds very familiar. Okay. Tiny bit more context. I was very poogly last night when I saw her with a knife in her hand. Does that help a little bit more? Embarrassed. Yeah, with a knife. Scared, Carmen. Absolutely. Okay. Exactly like Lisa was saying, this word is from Clockwork Orange by the great Anthony Burgess. And the idea of this is simply that the guy used different words that don't actually exist in the English language, and that it's a great activity to do with students to get them to see the words in context as many times as possible, really help them to try and work out what it means without translating or explaining. Also getting them to, you could do this with words from Clockwork Orange or any words, just try and get them to say if they're verbs, nouns, adjectives, adverbs. Again, that will really help with trying to get them to figure out what they mean without you telling them. Saussure came up with this idea of syntagmatic and paradigmatic relationships. For example, this sentence, pond the fell the ridiculous girl into. What should that actually be? Yes, Nick, a lot of them were from Russian, very true. Right, 3, 2, 1. Excellent, Estelle, spot on. The ridiculous girl fell into the pond. This is exactly what Saussure was talking about my pronunciation in French, Estelle. Syntagmatic and paradigmatic relationships. I mean, the way that the words are arranged in a sentence, giving you, and the paradigms, the content words that you can change to lots of other different words as well. Getting students to play with this as well is a very good idea. For example, in this article from, unfortunately, the Daily Mail, the writer uses various different words to say orangutan to make it more interesting. Yeah, probably, Nick. What I want you guys to do very quickly is tell me how many other words you can see for orangutan in this article. Have a quick scan. You've got orangutan in the first line. What else can you see? Chick, 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 chick. Primates, good. Primates. Apes, right, yeah, here we go. Primate, apes, monkeying around. Getting students to try and think of synonyms for words is really helpful to develop their writing as well. Using a program like this, WordNet by Yale University, is absolutely fantastic. You put in a word into the website and it comes up with as many synonyms as it can find, and also puts them in context so that your students can develop their writing in that way. Okay, very quickly moving on. Verbophobia. I did an online workshop a few weeks ago and talking about verbophobia, fear of words. This is from one of the parts of the Use of English exam from CAE. Well, first of all, what do you think the word is that's missing here? My favorite task, yeah, one of mine as well, I have to say. Warn, yeah, precisely, Renee. It's warn. Students may have problems with this. They may think that they put it in the infinitive or worry about getting the right spelling or just not have a clue with it at all. A good activity to do with them, with difficult words, is giving them something like this, which you guys are going to do right now. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm going to give you 3 words. Mumpsimus, erinaceously, and nudiastertian, which you probably haven't heard of before, at least I hope you haven't. And I'm going to give you some of the words in context. First of all, mumpsimus. I'm going to read these to you and see if you can come up with what you think the word means. Yes, I'm sure you do, Nick, me too. If you continue to be so mumpsimus as to keep saying, I didn't went in class, I'll give you a 0 on your next report card. Could be naughty. More or less, it's along those lines. Agreeing with the old idea that the death penalty is effective is just so wrong. It's absolutely mumpsimus. Inaccurate, yet you're getting there. Al is so mumpsimus in his insistence that grammar translation is still the best methodology. What an old man he is. Stuck in his ways. Lisa, absolutely spot on. Stuck in his ways. Someone who's stuck in their ways is mumpsimus. And I know I am, very true. Right, erinaciously is the next word. Winter is coming, thought Al as he curled up erinaciously under the duvet. Due to the strange diet of bread and milk that the doctor had put him on, Al ate erinaciously throughout the winter. The spiky little creature walked erinaciously through the garden towards the leftover cat food. Not bad, Lisa, but yes, actually, Emma, you've got it right. It's like a hedgehog. Last word. This one I think is a bit more difficult. On that nudiastertian afternoon, Al decided that drinking a litre of whiskey would be a good idea, which explained the hangover he still had 48 days later. I'd ordered the massage gel online for £48 that nudiastertian morning and was not expecting it to arrive till 2 days later. Yes, Lisa, I think that's right. The nudiastertian fashion in San Isidro is wearing bright fluorescent colours and calling your male friends pappy. Penultimate. Yes, absolutely. It's an adjective which refers to something 2 days previously. Also means latest as well. Very good. I'm impressed, Neil, I have to say. Okay, moving on. Getting your students to put difficult words into a corpus program is fantastic. This one, Corpus of Contemporary American English, it will show you many, many different sentences so that students can look at the words in context to try and work out what they mean rather than looking them up themselves. Let's break it down to word level now. I've got 3 terms for you: morphology, a bound morpheme, and agglutinative. Which one do we think of? I've got 3 examples for you. Wash those dishes out, discriminate verb and indiscriminately negative adverb, preamble, establishment, and dishonesty. Which one mixes which one, connects to which? So, for example, which one would you say would be a bound morpheme, for example? Tick, 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 tick. I think we're getting there. B, we've got some B's for bound morpheme. Actually, those could be bound morphemes. C, preamble, establishment, dishonesty. The pre, the meant, and the dis are all called bound morphemes. They cannot exist alone without root words to go with them. Morphology, let's say, would be talking about how to change, for example, a verb into an adverb form. And agglutinative is a language where you have a root word which you add different parts to. So what's the point of all of this? Well, this is a great website to look at, prefixsuffix.com. This is wonderful because it will show your students what the meaning of the different prefixes and suffixes are. It will define them, like, for example, it looks very tiny on your screen, but a means not or without, as in apolitical, atheist, or anarchy, for example. Very useful for students to have a look at. Another thing to do is getting students to look at lemmas in class. The lemma is like the canon form of the word, all the possible forms of it. What I'd like is for you guys, let's say European people online, to put down as many words as they can think of in the box that you can change with variable, for example, and other parts of the world to do the same with the word please. So, for example, what other words could you come up for with vary, part of the lemma? Great, variation, we've got pleasure, good, variety, perfect, 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 this is great. Voracious, differ, not part of the same root word. Unpleasant, great, pleasing, wonderful. Exactly that. Here we go. Here is the couple of lemmas for you. Getting students to do this kind of thing will really help them with their word formation and see how words fit together with positives and negative prefixes and all the different endings as well. See clicker teaching up in the corner there. Yeah, just for a change, Lisa, no? Okay, moving quickly on. Cohesion, one of the speakers earlier on was talking about anaphoric and cataphoric references. For example, without any context, what do you think these girls are talking about? Yes, exactly. Yeah, I thought you liked that, Nathy. Pet, could be. Oh, spoiler. Salary IH. Oh, you have no idea. No idea how right you are, mate. Well, you do, actually. The idea of this is about an Argentine drink. I've got some here called mate, which is a bit like coffee with cocaine mixed into it. And the idea of this is, I'm afraid you can't see this text, but it will be on the blog, or in fact it is on the blog. This text is by a writer for The Guardian who talks about mate, and he talks about the roots of it, the history, how people drink it, etc., etc. And yes, it's an old tradition indeed, 3,000 years old. It's peppered with the word it all over the place, talking about mate, talking about the area that mate comes from, forwards and backwards across the text. And the idea is that students have a worksheet that goes with it. And what they're supposed to do is look at all the examples of it, both anaphorically and cataphorically, forwards and backwards in the text, and write down on the right of the screen there what it refers to. This is really great because it gets students working with the idea of this magic word it, which we use in English all the time. It's a very, very common word that we use, and can be extremely helpful so that students aren't repeating the same words all the time. Okay, so speaking of time, I'm probably already coming up to time. I've rattled through this extremely fast. And I've got only one more little thing to do, thank you, Lisa, is this, getting students to look at some of their own Nudiastertian words. On thegreaturbandictionary.com. I've got 3 words for you here to look at, or 3 expressions. All I want you to do is put in the chat box what you think they mean. Students can invent their own words for themselves. It's quite a lot of fun. You've got coffee face, wise beyond beers, and finally, congrats debating. Any ideas what any of these words mean? Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Many possible. Coffee face. Me on a Monday morning. Precisely, Emma. Your coffee face is how you look like before you have had coffee in any morning. And hangover face. Yes, exactly, Estelle. Congrats debating is congratulating yourself when nobody congratulates you, which happens to me so often, so you have to big yourself up, as it were. Yeah, exactly, Neil. Absolutely right. Wise beyond beers, giving knowledge in the pub. Kind of like that. It's a bit worse than that, unfortunately. Wise beyond beers is that horrible, horrible feeling. You wake up in the morning and you realize that you remember everything you said the night before. So, thank you very much, guys. Getting students to play with the language instead of getting them frightened of it, to get them more autonomous, is a great way of getting students to love the English language a little bit more. So, thank you very, very much for your attention. And I shall now hand you back to Lisa to continue with the conference. Thank you very much, guys.
Sing the title, Al? No, I don't think Al wants to sing it for us. What a shame. Thank you very much. Some wonderful ideas for us there. And that's the end of the Making a Difference